Hey everyone, it's Darren here from Auto Delivery, and what I have here is the 2024 Lexus RX350 Hybrid. We have this car in the Ultra Luxury package, and in this video I'll be showing you all the buttons and features to this car to help save you time so you can enjoy driving the car instead of figuring out what the buttons do. But if this video helps you out, please like and subscribe, and let's get right into it. Starting off from the back, as for opening the trunk. So there will be a button at the back. Now, however, you can't just tap it just really fast. You'd actually want a long press. So right now I just tapped it. It's not going to work. But if I press and hold for just like a split second, it will open up just like that. So in the back here, you can see a bunch of accessories. However, at the bottom, slightly different from the NX. You can actually get a spare tire. You see the jack right there. And that cover is where the battery would be. So if you wanted to trickle charge it, that's where you'd put the clips. We also have the tonneau cover right here. Just pulling it very easily locks it into place, but pushing it up pushes it back in. If you wanted to take it out, all you have to do is push in the clips on the side and just push down. As simple as putting it back up. It's very easy. We got some extra things right here, some hooks, 12 volt if you wanted to put a mini fridge in there. But there are these two buttons that when you press and hold, it'll actually collapse the seats, just like that. In the tailgate, there'd be two buttons. One is to close it. All right, this is just to close it, but it doesn't lock. But however, if you want to adjust the height, say for example, you want it to be about, say this low, you just press and hold, wait for 4 beeps, and then it will lock in place. So next time you open it back up, it will be this height. Now, to bring it back to normal or to adjust the height even higher, manually push it up. So once you have the height how you like it, as you can see it's pretty high up, then you would press and hold, wait for the beeps, and then the next time tailgate comes down, pushing it back up, then it will be set to your preferred height. Now we have another button. This button over here, you'd have to make sure that the doors are closed first. So making sure that there's no gaps. There you go, that side is closed, this side is closed. Okay, great, it's going to work. So when you press this button, it's going to make a couple beeps. That is where you grab your items, for example, like this. I'm going to grab it and then walk away. Once you walk away, the tailgate will close and lock the car automatically. As for the rear seats, what you're going to see here is that, well, the rear passengers actually get access to heated seats and ventilated seats. And they also have 2 USB Type-Cs for charging. Over here, you're going to see a lever that actually folds down the seat. So instead of going all the way to the back, you can just come here and pull it. Opening up the driver's side door, you're going to notice that the ambient lighting is nice and blue in this one, and you got a floodlight right here that says Lexus. Now, as for the side buttons over here, those would be the window buttons, but we'd have to power on the car first. So you're going to see some lights. Okay, so let me explain what these are, okay? So when you press that button there, it will electronically fold the mirrors, but the auto feature will turn off. So all you have to do is just press it back on and make sure the green light's there. So as for these two, they're for adjusting the mirrors. But however, when the green light's on, what will happen is that, well, when you put the car in reverse, let me show you right over here. As you can see, the mirror tilts down a little bit. Now, however, some people don't like that feature. So what do you do, right? So as you can see right here, if you're trying to parallel park, well, you might not be able to see it. So how do you fix that? Or how do you turn it off? Or if it's off, how do you turn it back on? So you see these lights right here? If you don't want it on, just turn it off. So the lights are off for left and right. And then when you put the car in reverse, nothing happens. You got these two buttons right here. One is obviously with the gas, but this one over here opens the trunk. So you do have to make sure that, see, I actually set the height really high up. So please adjust it to the size of your parking area so it doesn't hit the roof. But as you can see, you just press and hold it and it just opens. Now, however, you got the gas button right here. So let me just show you. As soon as you press that, it just pops open just like that. Now, when you walk out and then say it's time to fill up gas, you would actually unscrew the cap and then leave it right on this spot right here. And we got memory seats. So we got up to 3 settings right here. So what will happen is that, well, let's, for example, let's change this. Okay, nice and far back. Okay, say that's too far back. Some people like it, you know, it's up to you. And then I'll adjust the seats. Now, all I have to do, actually, well, first let's adjust the mirrors because it can also adjust the mirrors. So all you have to do is that, well, when you're ready and you're nice and comfy, just press set and then press 1. It'll make a beep sound. And then every time you press 1, it works. So now, for example, someone else gets in your car. Then they mess with the mirrors, like, oh, they put it all the way down, you can't see anything, right? Then like exaggerated a little. Okay, and then someone, you know, is driving with the steering wheel way too low. Okay, and then my seat. Okay, what I'm gonna do? Let's see. This now I'm squished. See, my knees are touching this part. Now it's really uncomfortable. All I have to do is just press 1. Now the mirror will move back to normal. Your seat will go back first, and then the steering wheel to avoid squishing you. So we got the odometer and trip button. So when you press it once, it's trip A, press again, trip B. And this over here is distance to service. So if you want to reset it, just press and hold, and it'll actually go back to normal, just like that. So we'll set this one to press and hold. Now you got these 2 buttons right here. They're actually to brighten and dim the display right here. So if it's too bright for you, you can dim it, but I don't recommend the lowest setting. Usually people just put it on the brightest setting. This button over here is the automatic high beams, but you can manually adjust it like that. Now it's best to just put it on auto, so just keep it on auto. That's what everyone does. There's fog lights right here. So when you say, for example, let me just show you. So I'm going to turn on the fog lights. So it's a little button like this. Actually turns on the fog lights. As you can see, an indicator for the fog lights right here if you don't want to look out, so or it's bright. But talking about this over here, the automatic high beams. So as you know, high beams are usually blue, right? High beams are on. Now, if you touch this button right here, high beam icon will turn green. So that's for the automatic high beams. Usually people just leave it on. Automatically, it will shut off if there's any cars in front of you. So that parked car is right there, so it wouldn't let me turn it on. But you can also see the indicator right there. As for the windshield wipers, you have the auto setting right there as well. You have the intervals that you can set. So I'm just going to leave it like this. And right now, I'm not going to actually use it. But over here, if you twist that, you can actually turn on the back windshield wiper. But since it's dry, I'm not going to do that. As for the steering wheel buttons, we also have the heads-up display right here. So I'm just zoom in a little bit. There we go, nice and clear. So you can see it is touch sensitive, but people just leave it on this setting. However, pressing the square changes it to another screen. So let me just zoom in for you right here so you can see a little bit better. There you go. So yes, this is how it's going to look like on your heads-up display. So you can make phone calls, do voice command. This one over here is to turn off the audio, but not a lot of people do that because you can just press the volume button and it'll do the same thing. So just keep it on this screen. It's more practical if you keep it here. Now for the right side, same deal, touch sensitive. But this one's for the radar cruise control if you wanted to set it as well, or if you want to turn on cruise control, just press the mode button right there. However, following distance, you can just press that. Flipping it here actually adjust the heads-up display, so you can actually make it higher for you, lower as well. And for the left and right for display, you actually get to change what you see on your dash. So lots of features here, but a lot of people rather it be just one setting. So I'll show you right now. If you have a hybrid car, you're going to want the energy monitor on. So it's a lot easier to see than having to take up your giant infotainment system. So we'll just keep it here because that's the most popular setting. If you're wondering what these two are, you don't actually see these when you're driving, so there's not lights blinding you. It's actually infrared. For these buttons over here, well, this one is the light off-roading. So when you press that, it's like their version of trail mode. When you press that, you'll see it right there. However, this one over here for traction control off, you'd only want to press that if you are truly stuck in the sand or snow. It's like the last resort used to like press it and then you can get out. But however, it won't tell you if it's on, it'll tell you when it's off. You got the EV mode right here. When you press it, right now the battery's too low, so it won't work, but this will keep the car in electric mode. And this over here is brake hold. Now, a lot of people do ask about that, so let me just show you. So you need two things to happen. One is actually the car drive, and then, so as you can see right now, the seatbelt's not even there too, so you gotta put on the seatbelt. So I'm going to put on the seatbelt just like that. And then, see, it's on, nice and secure. Now I can press it, but it's not going to do anything. So then I want to put it in drive. So right now it says the hold feature is activated, but it's not truly active because the car's not in drive. Now, as you can see, there's an amber light right there. So the amber light is saying it's actually holding your brakes right now. So the car's in drive and I'm going to let go of my foot. And there you go. The brakes are off, but the car is still being held. That is the brake hold feature. So what happens when you want to release it? You can actually temporarily release it by just giving just a slight bit of gas, like so. And you're going to see that it is on. Okay, so as you can see, it's going forward like that. And as soon as I come to a complete stop, it will temporarily hold the brakes again. So green means the system is activated. Amber light just means that it is currently holding your brakes so you can relax. So as you can see, it's in drive, right? But what happens if you accidentally elbow it or some kid touches it, right? What happens? It won't actually let you do that, so you don't actually have to worry. But when you put it back into park, that's when you can actually deactivate the brake hold feature, just like that. Now for this model, we do have the 360 camera. So when we press this, when we're in park, you're just going to see a camera around your car. This one's not really the greatest feature, but however, when it's in reverse in drive, that's when it's going to be the best. So you can, when you're in park, this is what you're getting, but I will show you shortly how it's going to look like when you're not in park. So for example, let me just change it to drive. Okay, so now it's in drive, as you can see, but there's nothing on the screen. Once you press the view button, you can actually see the front of the car and the side of the car. So this is going to make pulling in or going through a ferry or some tight places, this is going to be actually amazing. So pressing it back just changes the view just slightly. Pressing it again will turn it off. However, when you put the car in reverse, it's automatic. You don't actually have to touch that button. This is for mainly if you want to put it in drive, touch that button, you can, but let's put it in reverse. And let me show you, it's automatic. So this is going to make backing in super easy. As you can see, the cameras are very clear with sensors as well. So that's going to be amazing for you. Again, you don't have to press the view button. This is automatic. As for the center console, we're going to see this area right here. And then we have a wireless charger. This should charge your phone. But what is this warning sign, right? These warning signs with no words, it's pretty much telling you, don't put your cards in there, don't put keys in there, don't put coins in there, because it might heat up. So just put your phone in there. You also have extra space right here to put more things. Got the hazard lights right over here. And then this big infotainment system. So usually for the most important part is the front defogger and rear defogger plus the mirrors as well. This over here, you can actually adjust the fan speeds just like that. However, you got the sync button here. So as you know, there is dual zone climate control just like that. So you can have one side hot, one side cold. But if you're by yourself in the car and you don't want to turn them both, you can actually press sync and control them both on the driver's side. So you got auto and off. So you can turn off the fan off quickly, air recirculation right there. This over here is for the heated steering wheel, 2 levels, ventilated seats, and heated seats as well. This over here is for the fan directions. Pressing that cycles through different options. I notice the one thing on this that says climate. Okay, what is this, right? So these are actually extra settings right here. So there's S-Flow, Eco Heat and Cool, and De-Icer. So S-Flow directs the fans to occupied seats only. So if I'm by myself sitting here, then no other fan will turn on except for the ones pointing at me. Eco Heat and Cool is just to save you power on just climate controls. And De-Icer is to melt the ice off the windshield wipers. As for the infotainment system, we have a new design right here. Pressing this song button over here, let's enable the audio. So it's a different way of tuning. If you wanted to tune to your favorite radio station, you actually have to enter in the station number. So for example, 94.5, then you press tune. You can see that there's a heart button. You press the heart button, it saves it to a preset. So over here, you can actually press edit. So like so, and then just pressing this will delete it. So you probably noticed that I'm not actually accurate because I'm looking at my phone to make sure that you can see this and it's not blurry for you. So see right here, pressing it back. So tuning, say you want AM radio station, then you can go say news 1130 or something like that. Press tune. Again, you can just press the heart button and set your presets. So why would you want to set your presets? You can actually go on these 2 buttons right here. Again, they're just skip tracks. You can actually change the station. You can change the channel. You can change the right, going left and right, so that way it won't take up too much space when you're looking at your Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. So this button over here that looks like a car, this is where you can change your drive mode. Notice how there's no buttons outside of it. So over here, Eco mode, you can see it says Eco. Nothing really changes here, but if you put on sports mode, it's going to look a lot different. So you can also customize it too. If you want powertrain, steering, air conditioning, up to you how you want to customize it. You also have a bunch of other buttons here. So trip information, you have that too. Driving assist, energy flow. See, so this is the energy flow, right? You don't want it to take up too much space, so might as well just put it right there. A lot smaller. You also have like all-wheel drive. You can see how much torque tire is using and the tire pressure as well. So as for the driving assist, these are the safety features in the car. Now they're all turned on except for one. I will have a full video explaining all the features, but for now, let's run over some basic ones. Over here, blind spot monitor. Probably notice that when you're driving, you see people with lights on the side. Safety exit assist pairs with it, but lane departure alert, some people don't like it, but you can actually see the icon right over there. So as for these 4 safety systems right here, they're for backing up. And then over there is roadside assist and the pre-collision system. This one over here is off, but I usually ask customers if they want to turn it on when they pick up a car. So this over here would be the settings. So if you wanted to connect your Bluetooth devices, just click on Bluetooth, click search for devices like this, and then press Lexus RX on your Bluetooth. Now, other than that, there are a couple more here. So for example, sound media, if you wanted to tune, if you wanted to up the bass, you can as well. Vehicle customized, now, a lot of things up here. Like heads-up display, you can turn it off, on, or adjust the brightness. Really up to you. But illumination is what people like the most. This is where you get to change the ambient lighting. So right now, lots of things to choose from, but I usually tell people to just pick any color from this palette. So for example, you want red. As you can see, nice and red here. You'll see it there as well. And down here. And then if you wanted to change it, it actually changes pretty quick. So press it, instantly changes. So the most popular color is purple and blue, but if it's your car, up to you. But you can also adjust the brightness levels of each and every zone. So up to you. If you want to say, for example, it's too distracting, you want to turn it down a little bit, you definitely can. Or just turn it all off in general if you really find it distracting. But it is a nice touch. But like this, turn it back on. Just like that. Nice and bright. So another thing right here is that this is a little frequently used session, or a really quick way to just turn off your heads-up display or just change the driving mode, but less detail. So like this, if you really find it distracting, you can turn it off like this, but there's actually 3 different modes. So this one over here, well, let me just zoom in just to show you a little bit more. This is the standard mode. This is the full mode. And then you're going to get the minimal mode right here. And it's up to you. This over here is the mirrors. So we got the home link right here. So let me just show you 3 different garages. Now, well, how do you pair that up? You actually just push the button. It will walk you through it, but you want to get to this spot right here. Yeah, press the open door button on the garage remote, and then this will start flashing green. And you can do it 3 times. So a lot of people actually ask, what are these 3 buttons right here? And I always tell them, there's something that you're not going to press, but I'll just tell you anyways. So this over here, you can actually do your home link here, or turn off the automatic dimming. So as you can see right here, auto dimming, you do want to keep that on. This over here is the lever to see right through the back. So at the back, it's full of suitcases, lots of people at the back, you can't see anything. That's actually that camera right over there. So this way, you can see a clear view through the back. Starting from the top, you're going to see that, oh, sorry, I keep pressing it because I'm showing you it like this. But however, these are personal lights. They are touch as well. And if you touch the front 2, 1, 2, and 3, and 4 at the back will turn on as well. So pressing that turns them all off. However, what you're going to see is there's a door button right here. So people ask what the door button is. Okay, so when you open the door, the lights turn on. So why would you want to turn that off, right? So if you want to clean your car or whatever like that, right, you're going to have the door open for a long time. This is a way for it to not drain your battery as much. So I'm going to close back up. And I was going to show you how dark it is, but we got that moon roof opened up, so you can't really see a difference. But let's talk about how you would close the blinds for that, okay? So, oh, my apologies, I keep touching that. So this over here is the SOS button. That's the call for help. When you press it, you go straight to an operator. And then what's going to happen is that it's going to give you all your information fast. So if you need help, it's really quick. These over here close the blinds. This over here opens the sunroof. So for example, I press and hold. It will open up just like that. Now, as you can see the front, there is a catcher right there. So things like leaves won't fly into the car. And then pressing and holding just for a second, it closes the moonroof. So for example, like this, but actually there's one more button that you might like. Pressing that just tilts it open just a little so you can breathe when it's raining, but you don't want to get wet. And also this part right here, pressing and holding closes the entire shade. For example, it's too hot, you didn't bring sunscreen, you don't want sunburn, you can close it all the way. But once it's actually closed, you can actually open both at once. So the moonroof, just touch that button and then the shade will open at the same time, which is great because it saves you time. So this is a really nice touch and I really like this feature. So that about wraps it up for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I helped you. And again, there will be timestamps below in the description. So just click on that if you want quick information. And I hope I saved you a ton of time. Send it to a friend if they need some help. But if you learned something new, and if I helped you out in any way, please like and subscribe. And thanks for watching.